everyone, Liam Magpie here, and today I've got something new from Jurassic World, and these are the new Jurassic World Battle Damage Velociraptor and Jurassic World Battle Damage Gasosaurus. I'm hoping I have pronounced that right, but this is very strange. I'm still in shock. I found these yesterday in the UK from a shop called Asda if you're across the pond and you watch my videos. We have supermarkets that are called Asda. And these are just randomly on the shelves. So people from the UK, if you're looking for these figures, get hunting now, because it was very random the way I found these two. And I think both of them look really different, even though we have a lot of Velociraptors. This one is very different, but we'll check all that when I get it out of the packaging. And they're retailed for about £9 something, £10 as well, so get your hands on them. I'm shocked that I saw them. I was just there last night, and then all of a sudden I just looked down the toy aisle and there was randomly. And then you can get the Triceratops as well. Picture of them. I feel like the Triceratops gets a lot of limelight, and the new ones, I love the colours, but they're not in the scale size as the other Triceratops. And I think that the bigger Triceratops are still a tiny little bit off scale size, but I'd rather not get something what's a lot smaller than scale size. So that's my reason for not getting the Battle Damage Triceratops, but the colouring looks really nice. Check them out on my Instagram, which is on Liam_Magpie, because I did post a picture of them. And thank you for all the support. Yesterday when I posted these on my Instagram, let me just move that around so you can see them a bit better. When I posted these on my Instagram, I got a lot of support. A few DMs of nice things, and they tagged me in them. And so if you want to check all of my pictures on Jurassic World stuff, please follow me on my Instagram, which is Liam_Magpie. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to get on with the review. So like I said, I picked these up for about £9 to £10, and the packaging is pretty much the same, but we have the Battle Damage logo there with some cutouts in red at the bottom, like slash details there, the name at the bottom, and then the packaging overall is the same. You get blue and O in there, and it just shows you a picture of the Battle Damage there. And you can try before you buy, and I've got two good paint apps. There was only actually one of this one and one of this one, and two of the Triceratops in Asda, so I would recommend going before they go, because I might not be putting a few out. And yes, overall packaging looks the same, sunset background with the fencing, and then at the back of the packaging you can see it's compatible with the Jurassic World Facts app, and there is the pictures of the Triceratops. I'm going to do a review for you guys on this one, and I'm going to review both of them on my channel today as well. And there is a really cool picture of the Velociraptor. I'm getting a bit fed up with different colours of Velociraptors, but when I saw the colouring of this one, I was like, this is such a nice colour. It's a lot different to the other ones. So yeah, I'm gonna get these out of the packaging, and we're gonna have a close look up at both of them. So everyone, I've got the Gasosaurus out of the packaging. I really hope I have pronounced that right. But this looks overall really cool. It's unusual. It kind of reminds me of a T-Rex with the way it stands, and other than the arms look a bit elongated. I'll show you its face up close, but it's like a really nice moss green colour. It's coming off a little bit bright on camera. I'm just going to quickly show you it with the light off. So that's the colour it actually is. It's this like moss green, and then it's got another colour of like cream underneath the belly, which scatters up around the sculpt, which I like the way they've gathered that up like that. And it just gathers up and splatters across the rib cage and around the bottom bit of its neck, and then little bits of it scatters across the face, which I'll show that up close in a second. Putting the light back on, And then I'm just going to dial it down a little bit, and then you can see the face sculpt up close. So here is the face up close. It's got these scatters of that cream colour around the eye and across the nose there. It actually varies in colour, so there it looks a bit like more like a lime green, and then there it looks more lighter. And the sculpt on the face reminds me a lot of a T-Rex. I don't know if you'd see that from home, but I think it does. It's got a really small printed eye as well in yellow. There's something off about it, but there's something I really like about it at the same time. I really love the colouring. It reminds me very reptilian kind of vibes I get from it. And I love the way it just scatters up like that. But the overall sculpt, it's got some divots around the face here. Some nice sculpting around the eye there with some texturing. The teeth look very sharp and like very close together. And then this is the inside of the mouth. Nicely painted tongue and nice sculpting in the back of the mouth there. You can see some nice ridge detailing in the back of the mouth there. And the jaw opens quite far. Sorry for the camera focusing in and out. It opens its jaw quite far. Quite a cool dinosaur. It just kind of reminds me of a T-Rex. Looks very nice. It's got some really nice rib detailing there, and I like the way the colour scatters up and blends in with the sculpts there. And then you've got some nice ridges going in the neck there, and then some nice muscle definitions in the legs and crease marks in the skin. Done really nice. As always, it's got the freckling in the skin as well. Some nice muscle definition in that bit of the leg there. And then there is the Jurassic World Facts app. So if you're doing the Jurassic World Facts app, then there is the scan code. So pause the video and scan away. There you go. And then there's the Jurassic World symbol there. And the feet are painted as usual. And the arms. But I would have liked it if they did paint the bottom bit of the feet. As there literally is just two colours, and it's just that cream colour and the green. So just to add a bit of black on the nails would have looked quite nice, but it still looks nice, and I like the way the cream scatters through and goes a little bit down the tail. But now I'm going to show you the articulation. So you can open the jaw however you want, so you can have it that far open, you can have it a bit more closed, a tiny bit more closed, and then fully closed. So that's really good for photography, because you get to pose the mouth however you want, and then you can lift the head that far up, can look that far down, it can move all the way around, so it looks like it's looking for some prey to find. I like the ripples as well on the folds on its neck there. I just quickly want to point that out. And the ripple goes all the way down to the bottom bit of his belly, and then these little scatters there around the arm looks nice. And then you can move the arm that far out, all the way around, and pretty much just like all the other figures. And then you can, oh, there's the battle damage button, so I'll actually show you that now. So if you press down like that, it exposes all the blood and the horribleness. But that looks really cool, and I like the way they've painted across the button, so it blends quite nice. And then this is the articulation in the legs. It can move just as normal. and it's even got some inner thigh articulation so the thigh can move in and out. This one seems a little bit stiff, but it's there. And then the last bit of articulation is, I think it's got a swivel in the tail, so you can actually turn the tail, but it's quite stiff. And it don't make no sense to swivel it, to be fair. If you want to maybe change it for photography to have a different pose, it just doesn't look right. But it's nice that they've added that as well. But overall, I think it's a really cool figure. Now I'm going to show you the Velociraptor. Is a really cool figure as well to add to your Jurassic World collection. I think if I see another one, I'm going to get another one because I think he'll look better in pairs. But yeah, no doubt they'll come out with a non-battle damage version and maybe another colour. You know that Mattel likes to do a number of colours. So yeah, really cool figure to add to your Jurassic World collection. Now on to the really unusual colouring of the Velociraptor. So here is the battle damage Velociraptor out of the packaging. Overall thoughts, I think he looks really, really cool. The colouring is really dark. I was very shocked to see it because when I saw an old photo of what this one was going to look like, it looked quite light, and now in person it's really dark, and it's literally got two tones of colours, and we know how all of the sculpt works and articulation works, but I'll still show you it all for new people who are new to these figures. But the overall colour, it's like a really charcoaly stone grey, and then it's got some really nice markings on its back here, which if I turn the light out again like I did for the other figure, you can see that it's got some black stripes what start from the middle section of its head, scattering down the back in these nice stripes. And then if I put the light back on, you can see as well that it's got some black around the eye area, scattering around there. The colours are really nice. It's one of my actual favourite colourings of the Velociraptors they've done up to now, and we all know that they've done a lot of them. The battle damage figures have got one of the best articulations out of the Raptors as well, and the new Raptors what they've come out with, the Savage Strike ones, they're really good, better than the Battle Pack ones. So I think this is the way forward they're going to go with these Raptors, even though we don't need more colours. I feel like they're going to just go for the Savage Strike ones and the Battle Damage ones as the articulations a little bit better, and they're still around the same price as what you would pay for the Attack Pack ones. Even though the sculpt looks nice on them and the colouring looks nice on them, they just look a bit more updated. And yeah, overall this figure looks really nice. There isn't much more I can say. The sculpting looks really nice as well on the legs. I really feel like that they should have painted these claws in black, so I might paint these myself, just to add a little bit more to the black what's on the back. I think therefore, because it's a really dark grey, that they wouldn't have to do it, but I am going to paint that in black myself. It's really easy to do. I love the way the arms creep over like that. It looks really menacing as well in this coloured scheme. You wouldn't like to meet this in the dark, or any Velociraptor in the dark to be fair, but this one, because of the dark colouring, would look really scary. I love the black and the grey together. It really complements each other. And yeah, so the articulation, it can lift its head that far up. It's got a really lovely yellow eye. I think the yellow eye really looks good against the dark colouring as well. And then you can move its head side to side, so it can look around when it's hunting, and it can look up that far down, side to side. And I like the way the joint on its head blends in with the stripes on its back, which looks really nice. And then the jaw can open as well, however you want. I got a really nice paint scheme as well. The eye's not like wonky or anything like that, so that's really good. And that's how far it can open the jaw. However you want. And then you can move the arms out like that. Got a swivel there, up and down. I like the way they've sculpted these arms to other versions. And then you can do the same on this side. And then you can move the legs. The legs go a bit stiff because of the, I think it's the battle feature which makes it a bit stiff. It's usually this leg, but it can still do good running action. And yes, and then this is the scan code for the Jurassic World Facts app. Let it focus in. So if you want to pause the video now and scan away, you can. I'll leave that for a sec. There you go. And then there is the Jurassic World symbol on the bottom. It's also got the freckling like a lot of the other figures have got as well on the skin. And yeah, the only downfall I've got is I just wish that they added black there. But other than that, the colouring is absolutely amazing. There isn't much more I can say. This is the battle feature button here. So you press that in and there is all the gore. And then it closes nicely as well. I like the way they blend a bit of this black into the actual button there. But yeah, other than the claws not being painted, and maybe they could have added maybe something underneath the belly. I think that this figure is definitely a 10 out of 10. And absolutely amazing to add to your Jurassic World collection. I don't know if I'm going to do a colours, show you a comparison with some colours. So I bring another raptor friend to show you. I think this is either Charlie or Echo, but then they came up with a new Charlie. I don't know, this one might... someone let me know in the comment section down below if this one's Charlie or Echo. As they've just recently updated the raptors to these versions. But up to now, these all look really cool together. This one is like one of the new versions of the battle packs, because this sculpt is a little bit different. I'll show you that in a sec. With this one. So as you can see, that they're both battle pack ones, but the tail is a bit more curved and the legs are a little bit more straight, as these ones are a bit more bend in a bit more there. I'll show you properly. And then that one is a lot more straighter. So they're still battle packs, but they are a little bit different. And then all of a sudden they came out with these new Savage Strike versions, which I think are absolutely the best versions. So I'm hoping that they just do all of these ones in this one, but I don't really want them to do any more at the same time. But yeah, there is some comparisons with some different raptors from... So we've got two different versions of the battle packs, which are here. Then we've got one of the new Savage Strike figures, which I've done a review on as well, if you're curious about this one. And then we've got the new one there, and then we've got the one of the very first battle damage, raptors here, which looks absolutely awesome. And then I've got the new version of the Battle Strike Blue there, which has got the articulation on the head there. These look absolutely awesome. There's a lot of different variations of the colours, and there's a lot of raptors now. If I was to put every single one of them in a line, you'd be shocked. They've come out with a lot. But I have a feeling that they're sticking to the battle damage and the Battle Strike figures. I'm getting confused now, but yeah, you know what I mean. I think they're going to knock these ones on the head. I don't think they're coming out with no more of the Battle Pack ones like that. So I am done with the review. I am sorry that the comparison there was a bit of a mess, but there's that many different versions of the Velociraptor what Mattel's come out with. It's hard to keep up with. But yeah, these two figures, I definitely hope American can find them as well. Definitely worth adding to your Jurassic World collection. This is a quick size comparison as well. This looks like it should be bigger than what it is, but it's actually, I've done a bit of research and it's not a massive dinosaur to a human either. So yeah, but both great to add to your Jurassic World collection. There's a lot of raptors to collect, different colours. Mattel's done too many, but they've made all the colours different in their own way. But I am going to now concentrate now, if they don't do no more Battle Pack ones, just on the Battle Damage and the Savage Strike ones is what I was meant to say earlier on one of the other figures. Because the sculpt and the colouring's a lot more intense and the articulation's a lot more better. And they're still the same price as the Battle Pack ones. So I would definitely recommend them ones over the Battle Pack ones. And I don't want them to do more colours, but if they're going to finish the franchise of the Charlie figures, the Jurassic World figures of Charlie, Delta, Echo and Blue, if they're going to finish them, they might as well do that and then just call it a day, or just don't do no more colours altogether. Even though Mattel do a great job now on bringing other variations of different dinosaurs out and different species like this one. I can't really complain. At least they're coming out with more toys and keeping us on our feet. And hope you can get your hands on these two figures. They cost around £9 to £10 in the UK. So get hunting in your Asdas. And please give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that alarm bell and I'll have more Jurassic World stuff coming up soon. I think I've got another figure to do a review on. Check out all my other new Jurassic World stuff. What I've done on my channel. And I do a big mixed range of different toys on my channel as well. So I will see you all on the next one. And yeah, bye guys.